Fab Fam. Welcome back to Fabulosity For You, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. If you are here with me for the first time, I'm your girl Angie, and on this channel you will see fierce fashion, celebrity gossip that's hot, and relationship advice that is real. Today we're going to discuss a relationship topic, and if you didn't know, I am a relationship coach. But before we get into our topic of the day, I have a few things I want to discuss. First of all, I just came back. As you saw, I went to Hawaii. I hope you enjoyed my Hawaii vlog. It was absolutely fabulous. And I was celebrating my birthday. And then I went to Martha's Vineyard for the 4th of July. Oh my God. So fly. My trip was so fabulous. And so I'm still working on my birthday celebration part 2. So if you did not see part 1, check that out. If you did not see my luxury birthday haul, check that out. And then next, I'm going to be doing a vlog on Martha's Vineyard, what I did for the 4th of July, okay? So stay tuned for that. And so today, we're going to get right into this, okay? But I have one more announcement. So we're very close to 5,000 subscribers. I think I'm maybe a little bit under 300 short of subscribers. So if you are watching me and you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to this channel so you can be a part of all the giveaways. Hit that notification bell so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. We have lots of things on this platform for you to look at and love and like. Okay? So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Once I reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a big giveaway. Yes, a big giveaway. And I don't keep talking about it because when I do reach that 5,000 milestone, I am looking for people that are watching my channel and they are commenting on my videos. So it's very important to not just watch. Watching is important. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you make a comment, because that's one of the things, those are some of the things that I'm going to be looking for with this big giveaway, honey. Let me just tell you this. Food is high, gas is high, but your girl Angie is going to be giving a big giveaway, okay? And then if you unsubscribe and then you want to subscribe again into the contest, no, that's not happening, okay? So don't do that, But anyway, let's get into this topic. So tonight's topic is choose him, don't choose him. Today we are having a conversation that might make some people uncomfortable, but we need to talk about it. My queens, there is nothing wrong with choosing a man. There is nothing wrong with showing interest, making your intentions known, or letting a man know you like them. But there is a difference between choosing him and chasing him. And the question every woman needs to ask herself, after I choose him, does he choose me back? Because a woman should never have to audition for a role in someone's life. Let's be clear. I'm not saying women should sit around and wait for a man to magically appear. I'm not saying that. A confident woman knows what she wants. She can walk up to a man. She can start a conversation. She can show interest. That's confidence. Because I remember back in the day when I was a PYT, if you don't know what that is, I was a pretty young thing. And I would see someone, a man that I liked, well, I found attractive. And I'm saying to myself, why can't I just walk over there and say something? And of course, I was with my friends, and they be egging you on. Girl, go ahead, girl. Walk over there. He fine, honey. Go over there. And so I would walk over, and I would say, excuse me, I just wanted to let you know that you are, I know you already know this, but you are a very attractive man. Or I would say, I really like that shirt you have on. The color really goes well with your eyes and your complexion. Okay, I didn't have no problem saying that. I do not have any problem saying that. I didn't feel no kind of ways. At a certain point in your life, you feel like, hey, you can do what you want to do, okay? But it's how this man responds to you on whether you should continue the conversation, okay? Now, if he does not respond by saying, well, you're a very beautiful young woman yourself. What is your name? If he does not say something like that or give you a compliment back, if he just says thank you, and that's the end of the conversation, then exit to the left, please. Don't continue to conversate with this man. Don't say anything else. Don't ask him for his number or give your number out. That's a no-no. Okay? So you have to know when to draw the line. And that's when a man does not reciprocate anything back to you. Then it's time to say, well, that's all I just wanted to say. Have a nice day. And keep on going, okay? So, but when you find yourself, if you do approach a man and it works out and you give him your number and he calls, you call him or he calls you, however that works out. If he does talk with you and you find yourself doing all the work, you're always texting first, you're always planning dates, you're always checking on him, you're always making excuses for why he doesn't show up the way you need him to, that's when you have to ask yourself, am I building a relationship or am I trying to convince him to want me? Now, let me continue my story. So, I would approach a guy and say the things that I said. And as I said, if he really didn't reciprocate a compliment to me or ask me my name, then I would exit to the left, okay? Or exit to the right. I would end the conversation. Okay, and so there have been times when, a lot of times, when of course the compliments he would compliment me back, ask me my name, we'll exchange numbers. But each and every case that happened, they didn't call me. And I would wait like 3 days, and then I'll tell my friend, or my friend would say, girl, you haven't heard from that fine guy? And I'm like, I have not heard from him. And then my friend would egg me up and say, well, he probably lost your phone number, girl. Why don't you give him a call? And I'm like, really? You really think I should call him? He haven't called me. Girl, call him. You don't know what happened. So I would call and I would say, hi, this is Angie. I met you the other day. And he was like, oh, yes, I remember. Yes, I was going to call you today. And I'm on the line like, oh, right. Yeah, okay. And so the conversation would be real short. He would say, well, I was just in the middle of something, but can I get back with you? And I'd be like, yeah, okay. And guess what? If he called back, it was days later. And that would put a bad taste in my mouth. And so that right there, I learned, if the guy doesn't call me, I'm not calling him. And if he lost my phone number, I don't need to be bothered with him. He wasn't really all that interested. But I've been in situations where I didn't get a call back, and I did call myself, and I felt like a doggone fool. But let's keep it going. Now here's something we don't talk about enough. Sometimes a woman can choose a man, and he may be a great man, but she might not be his type. And my queens, hear me when I say this. That does not mean you aren't beautiful. That does not mean you aren't valuable. That does not mean you aren't enough. It simply means attraction and compatibility matter. You can be the best peach in the world, but if someone doesn't like peaches, you cannot convince that peach that peaches are their favorite fruit. So let me repeat that. You can be the best peach in the world, but if someone doesn't like peaches, you cannot convince them that peaches are their favorite fruit. Your job is not to convince someone to see your value. Your job is to find someone who already sees it. And that's so true. There's some women out here that go up and beyond to sit up and get this man to want you. And that's not how it's supposed to go. The man is the hunter. The man is the chaser. And it's not that a woman can't approach a man, but you don't supposed to chase a man and you don't supposed to be the hunter. Now, I know a lot of women, just like men, they love a challenge. But when you are approaching a man, you have to understand that you might not be his cup of tea. As I said, it's not like you're not beautiful, but everybody have their own type of looks they might like, of someone's personality. You coming up and whatever you were saying, it might not resonate with him. And so don't feel discouraged when the man is just not into you. Move on. And here's where I think many women need to be careful. The beginning of a relationship sets the tone. If you start doing everything, calling all the time, making all the effort, accepting bare minimum, you may accidentally teach someone they don't have to put in much effort to keep you. A relationship should not feel like one person is the prize and the other person is trying to win them. The prize should be the relationship. Both people should feel lucky to have each other. Ladies, sometimes we fall in love with the potential. We see what someone could be. We think he's going to change. He's going to come around. He's going to realize what he has. But you cannot build a relationship based on a future version of someone. Pay attention to who they are today. Because love is not just about what someone says. It's about what they consistently do. And that is so true. If someone is not pouring into you the way you pour into them, then that's a red flag where you need to check yourself. And not to say, again, that you can approach a man. Because I know men, I'm going to take, for example, my brother. He is considered what a high value man. He's a general surgeon. Okay, so he is all of that to women. And I remember back in the day before he got married, we would hang out, we would go out, and I noticed he didn't approach women. They was approaching him, and he enjoyed it. Because some men don't like to be rejected. It takes a lot of courage for a man to get up and come over, especially when you're with a group of friends, and introduce himself and put himself out there, and then you reject him. And so my brother loved when the women came to him, and he would talk to them, and that's how they got to know him, by approaching him. Those are the women he dealt with. And so it's okay, but when you start being the one that's being the chaser, calling him all the time, asking him to go out, then that's when it turns really kind of desperate to a man, okay? And so it's a fine line. It's a fine line. You can address a man, but don't cross the line and continue to call and text. As I said, if he doesn't call you, forget about it. And some men, they appreciate a woman coming over and it's just nice, and will talk with you. And if you give him your number, he will take your number, and he might talk to you for a minute, but he's not consistent because he didn't want to hurt your feelings when you came over, okay? He was being a gentleman, appreciating you coming and introducing yourself, but at the end of the day, you really wasn't his cup of tea, or he could be in a relationship, but he didn't want to give you that rejection because he didn't want to hurt your feelings. So you have to know you will really know if the man is interested, because he's going to call you, he's going to text you, he's going to ask you to come out on a date, not the other way around. So remember that. The right man is not going to make you feel like you have to compete for his attention. You should not have to beg for communication. You should not have to prove you're worthy of love. A man who truly wants you will make his intentions clear. Not perfect, because nobody's perfect, but he will definitely make it clear. So ladies, remember this. Choose him if you want to. Love him, support him, appreciate him, but never chase someone so hard that you lose yourself in the process. The right person will not just allow you into their life, they will make room for you. And that's absolutely the truth. And some men, when you approach them and they end up talking with you and even getting in a relationship with you, as I said from the beginning, it sets the tone. They may expect you to continue with a chase. Or they might date you because they have nothing better else to do. Or because they want to get in your pants, honey. They want the cookie. So I would say this. For me, approaching a man, it never did work out for me. Okay, but it's just me. I still feel like as an adult, you can approach a man, but just don't chase him. And so on that note, I'm going to say, I want to hear from you. Do you think a woman choosing a man sets the tone of the relationship? Or do you think love should always be pursued equally by both people? Let me know in the comments. I want everyone to stay in peace and not in pieces. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Fabulosity family. Until next time, stay fabulous, know your worth, and never forget that you are the prize too.